Welcome to day 138 of 66 and 26. We're back today in the prophet Isaiah, chapters 31 to 33. I want to give a little bit of a historical context to what's going on in these chapters. These chapters are for a people around 700 BC. If you remember, we've talked about this several times in the past through our journey through the scriptures, that there's a point in the history of Israel after David and Solomon were kings of Israel when the kingdom split into two. There was Israel in the north and Judah in the south. Judah and Benjamin were the two tribes that joined together in the southern kingdom, and all the other 10 tribes of Israel in the north. And in 722 BC, the northern kingdom fell to the Assyrians to the north. And when the nation of Israel fell to the Assyrians, that put immense pressure also on Judah. In 700 BC, as the Assyrians are pressing in on Judah, besieging Jerusalem, the king in Judah is Hezekiah. Hezekiah is tempted, like others before him, to draw support from other nations, and in this case, finding help in Egypt. But Isaiah the prophet continues to urge Hezekiah, don't look to other nations for help, look to the Lord God Almighty. Because after all, the Egyptians will fall and their kingdom will fail, as all kingdoms of the earth eventually fail. But God will not fall. God is faithful, God is strong, and God's strength is enduring. So trust in Him alone, and He will bring victory. Hezekiah wavered, ultimately trusting in the Lord, but did try to find help from Egypt. And so in these chapters we're reading today, Isaiah 31, 32, and 33, God, through Isaiah, is contrasting those who trust in kings, princes, armies, and other nations, and those who trust in the Lord God. Those who trust in the other nations, in men, in armies, they will be eventually left in a wasteland, whereas those who trust in the Lord will be elevated, lifted up, and strengthened in their time of need. When we get to Isaiah chapter 33, we see a few different names of places that are mentioned, interestingly enough. The land mourns and wastes away. Lebanon is ashamed and withers. Lebanon is to the north of Israel, and that was a land that was known for its towering cedar trees. And so it had a lot of wealth in that nation also, because they were able to sell off the cedars in ways that other nations needed for their building. Solomon brought cedars from Lebanon to build the temple in Jerusalem. This is in Isaiah 33, verse 9. Sharon is like the Arabah. Sharon was an area that was very much fertile land along the Mediterranean Sea, north of what is today Tel Aviv and south of Haifa. And that was very fertile and so wealthy there as well in the area of Israel. But Isaiah is saying that those who trust in other nations, if they're in Sharon, it will be like the desert. The Arabah is the desert, and Bashan and Carmel. Those are Bashan was an area northeast of Israel that was known for its towering oak trees, and Carmel was a mountain in Israel that was a fertile vineyard for the Lord. And so Bashan and Carmel drop their leaves, and this will be like those who trust in other nations instead of trusting in the Lord. But those who trust in the Lord will be exalted, raised up, and will rejoice in the Lord. And we can take a lesson from this. This is spoken to people 700 years before Jesus, But there's a lesson for us as well that we don't trust in people, trust in our own strength, in our own ingenuity, our own intelligence, or in the strength of our own hands. We don't trust in presidents or kings or princes or armies. We trust in the Lord God Almighty. No matter what we face, we trust in Him, and He is our strength.